Is now a good time to buy a home in the Palm Springs area? This is a question I frequently get asked, and today we're gonna actually break down, is it a good time to buy or should you wait and sit on the sidelines? Let's just first look at housing prices in general and see where they've gone from 10 years ago to where we're at now. So this is the Desert Housing Report for January. This is put on by the California Desert Association of Realtors. If you've seen many of my other videos, I use this frequently. It's a good source of data. And you can see right here in 2007, 2008, right before the whole subprime market crash, all that happened in the recession right here where prices just dropped. You can see they were at an all-time high right here around $400,000. So this is Coachella Valley's the median detached home price. So basically for the median priced home in the Coachella Valley, so a detached home means not a condo, not a townhome, a detached single family home. It was around 400,000, and you could see prices dropped, and then in the last few years we've been on a steady incline to where we are at now in January 2022 at $617,000. So we've exceeded the 2008 high by a lot. This is important. Take a look at all the different cities here in the Palm Springs area. Everything from Rancho Mirage to Palm Springs to Coachella. Okay, these are all the different cities, average size, price per square foot, all the different prices, right? Let's just look at the 12-month change, okay? So just in the last month, most of the prices in these cities for detached homes are about 28 to 30%, and if you actually look at the attached home prices, it's even more. And then if we look at the 2011-12 low, look at this. We're up 223% in Bermuda Dunes. Palm Springs, let's take a look at that. 252%. Okay, so a place like Palm Springs, you used to be able to find a home in the 2011 low for $323,000. Now it's 1.1 million, and just a year ago it was $922,000. Before you click out of this video, you might be going, okay, so you just showed me prices are at an all-time high. Why would I want to buy a house? Well, we also have to talk about inflation and what's happening in our economy. See, inflation is currently happening. Everyone knows this, and the Federal Reserve is trying to combat inflation by raising interest rates. So the dollar right now, every day, every month in the last few years, the purchasing power has been going down, right? So, you know, when you go to the grocery store, you know, a gallon of milk costs a lot more. Just going and getting gas at the pump cost a lot more. So commodities in general are costing a lot more. Well, I want to tell you why now might actually be a good time to buy because of inflation. See, the 2008, 2009, that recession was due to subprime lending. But where we are at now in the economy is we're in an inflationary period, and let me show you this. So this is a great chart right here. This is a 25-year chart showing the United States inflation rate, okay? And hold with me in the classroom here. We're gonna get to, you know, the point in all of this. But you could see in 2010, it was at an all-time low, okay? The Fed was really trying to, you know, get the economy out of a recession. And going back to, you know, early 2000s, it's been at around 2%, okay, inflation rate. Okay, this year, okay, and it says right here, annual inflation rate in the U.S. accelerated to 7.9% in February of 2022. Let's go back 25 years. Well, we are at 25-year chart. Let's go back to max, okay? So not since the 80s have we seen inflation like we are seeing right now, which is just mind-boggling. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to like and subscribe for weekly videos on the Palm Springs market, and also call me if you're looking to buy a home out here or sell a home. My contact information is below. So let me show you another really interesting chart. This is a chart showing the average sales price for a home in the US and the current inflation rate. So you could see there's a direct correlation. The gold is the US inflation rate, and the purple is the existing home average sales price. So this is across the US. But they are closely intertwined. So as inflation goes up, the average sales price go up. I mean, they pretty much correspond with another. So you could see 2022, right where we're at right now with the inflation rate, we're at an all-time average sales price across the US and an all-time average inflation price. See, during an inflationary period, we have to put our money in asset classes that are going to be inflation resistant. Some of those asset classes, like you've probably seen all the commercials, are buy gold, buy precious metals, buy silver, and things like gold and silver. The reason why people are putting their money in things like this, or just basic commodities in the stock market, are because these things have an intrinsic value, right? Gold has a value. So real estate as well, it's a tangible asset. You could touch it, you could feel it. As inflation's been taking place in the last year, home builders trying to build these homes, lumber costs are going up, the costs of labor is going up. So a home that cost $100,000 last year will cost maybe $150,000 this year. And that's because just the cost of goods just to even make that home are significantly more, and just the labor as well. Real estate prices have gone up. Another net benefit to owning real estate is the rental rates go up, right? So a home that's worth now $400,000 when it was worth $200,000, well, when you're renting that home out, you're going to make double the money to rent that home out. So rental rates go up as well. Also, as the home's going up in value, you're gaining more equity in your home. This is an interesting article on the New York Times. Not that I agree with it or anything, but a $60 billion housing grab by Wall Street. So big investment firms like BlackRock are spending billions of dollars buying single-family detached home and buying up real estate across the U.S. because it is an asset class that is sort of protected from inflation. So if this is what all these billionaires are doing, I think it's something that we should take note of and realize, real estate might not be as bad of a place to put our money, even with the cost being so high. Because if you don't have your money invested in real estate, where are you going to put it? Are you going to put it in the bank? I mean, if it's just sitting in the bank, basically every year as inflation takes place, that same dollar, that same $100,000 is worth less each and every year. So that's why instead of sitting on the sideline waiting for housing prices to go down, I would encourage you to really explore all your investment options and look towards asset classes that are going to be resistant to inflation, like real estate. Another point I want to make is that interest rates are at an all-time low, and that's going to change. And the reason why is because the Federal Reserve has to raise these interest rates to combat inflation. So money's never been cheaper. So the purchasing power of the dollar is a lot more right now than it will ever be. And it's nice, financing a home because, you lock up, a 3% interest rate, and you could have that for the next 30 years. Real estate is still a great asset to purchase right now because of things like inflation. Now, I don't have a crystal ball. Can the housing market drop and World War III happen because of Putin? Who knows? I mean, maybe it can. But with the variables considered, with the data we have right now, and that's all we could do is go off the information we have that's right in front of us. We can't predict tomorrow. We could try, or we could take these factors and try to, determine like the outlook for the next 10 years. I think, it's a good time to purchase. So reach out to me below, call me. I would love to help you. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed this little kind of school session.